That's right.
And consequently, you've still got leukemia and have been believing that your leukemia is at least partially caused by a past life trauma. You actually got to have a gut feeling about that, you were telling me.
That's right, yes.
Just for the record, hold your finger up in front of your face and test, is my leukemia partially caused by trauma from past lives? And see if you get anything on that.
Yeah, I don't actually get a finger test. All I get is the warmth in my hands.
So hold up your warm hands. Did your hands get warm when you asked that?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what your signal looks like. The interesting thing is that you can put your hands down, you're actually able to instantly notice when your hand is warming.
Oh yes, it is immediate.
Yeah, it's exactly...
It was very slow to start with, and the drop-off of heat for a no. Now it is very, very quick.
So in other words, it's like exactly like a finger flick, really.
That's right.
For you,
yes.
It takes about the same amount of time it takes me to flick my finger, and also your no is like a dropping off of heat.
That's right.
So you do get a clear no signal as well, which is your hand gets cooler.
That's right, yes.
Yes, yes. And, the funny thing is, I'll just say with my finger signal, this is kind of an interesting little thing about signals, a little aside about signals, that with my finger signal, when I get a no, instead of a finger flick, what I get is my finger simply feels more inert. I can't exactly explain clearly what that feels like, but it's like it just feels like it has less of a tendency to wiggle. I don't know. But I definitely do get a clear no signal that way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very, very strange to me because once the heat is there for a yes and I check something else and get a no, I can almost feel cool air around my fingers.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what we're going to do is, I'll just look at this skill on the camera a little bit. I could share my screen with you so you can see it too, if you want, But this is one of, now you can see why this is one of the applications of skill 1, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
that's a nice scene.
Now here we go. I just put skill 1 up here. The lessons in skill 1 here are the lessons. First of all, it says to begin, what does trauma look like in life?
Yeah.
Uncleared trauma convert to these things. Now this is let me just show you this page. Uncleared trauma convert to these things. When you have trauma, and you don't take them out, what they usually turn into is addictions, catastrophic assumptions, defeats, defenses, denial, destructiveness, disabilities, disappointments, disconnections from God, disinformation. All of these things are things that uncleared trauma convert to.
Okay, yeah.
So, do you notice things in the people in the spiritualist church like that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I would say here is there's a lot more here in this application of skill 1. But what I'm going to do right now is try to cure your leukemia with you by just focusing on one simple thing. Okay? This is just going to be a single thing that we do, which is going to hopefully have a direct effect on curing your leukemia. And it is this. Test this question. I want you to ask how many trauma from past lives that you have. How many trauma from past lives do I have that directly affect my leukemia, my having leukemia? Is it over 100? And see if you get a test on over 100 trauma from past lives.
No on that one. Not over 100.
Okay, good. Now, by the way, just as an economy of scale, something that we ask people to do when they first start working on their past life trauma, I think you should do this. When I first started working on my past life trauma, what I did was I got the total number of my trauma, and for me it was over 90,000.
Oh, wow.
Now, it took me about 7 months to take out all my trauma, but later I realized that I didn't really have to take them out. It wasn't necessary. I could just have, removed other things and the trauma come out with other things. You know, like if you find that you have misdirections and you take out a misdirection, you might take out, 5 trauma or 1,000 trauma for that matter.
Yes, several others with it all at the same time.
Yeah, you see, when I started doing my past life traumas, I would take out a couple of trauma and I'd recheck and I was down. I remember the first time I did it, I checked and I was down to 87,000 from 92,000.
That's a lot of trauma.
Well, what happens, see, trauma come out in clumps. Area code 813-672-3419.